conditions. Simon's with the Michelin Motorsport manager, Piero Taramazzo.
Yes, Piero, some new...
This is the one because the track temperature is still quite high, is around 25, 26 degrees. Too much, you lose grip. With the medium, will be much more stable. So this is the best choice for this.
This revised grid now, of course, revised, sadly, because 8 times world champion Marc Marquez had the warm-up lap then does finally get underway here in Mandalika. The fans have waited so long for this special moment. And we are going to get the Pertamina Grand 7 this morning in the warm-up. The light rain is still starting to fall. Let's hope it doesn't get any heavier as these riders tentatively attack this warm-up lap, crucial to build Templica Bagnaia a couple of weeks ago in Qatar.
Here is Bagnaia, very important, I think, for these riders at such an early stage in this Grand Prix with the conditions as they are to start in the Grand Prix. We are back in Indonesia. It's been a 25-year and the crown that he won last year. But just to come back to the point I mentioned a moment ago, in the Moto3 free practice 3 session yesterday, we saw a number of riders really losing control on the curbs, so they'll be looking to stay off those. First ever Grand Prix in MotoGP at Portimao was Miguel Oliveira who took the spoils, but of course none of those were in wet conditions. Who will be the first man to master Mandalika? In
moment, the Indonesian fans have been waiting a quarter of a century for Fabio Quartararo, about to start round, and Johan Zarco. 8,940 days since the last Indonesian lead on the lights. The red light comes on and we are underway here. MotoGP action underway in Indonesia. Big wheelie off the line there for Jorge Martin in second place. Storming start from Miguel Oliveira on the number 88.
Outside, he's ran wide into turn 1. He's got Jorge Martin on the side, and Rins got a brilliant start from the third row of the grid. He's now been eased wise by Jorge Martin, but Quartararo, just as he hoped for, he's got the whole shot. He's got a
behind Fabio Quartararo. Perfect start for the world champion.
Jack Miller's come through into third place. He's a rider that we expected to keep an eye on in these conditions. His teammate, though, Pecco Bagnaia, has had a terrible start. He's down 6 places and already got the inside of Brad Binder for 8th position.
Yeah, really aggressive, hasn't he been already, as he had to be. Joan Mir, Alex Marquez, I think, in the background there, just putting his hand up. I think he might opening lap. Fabio Quartararo just where he wanted to be, coming under early pressure here, attacking hard.
So far they're going very well. Quartararo leads this Grand Prix. Franco Morbidelli's moved through from 14th on the grid up to 6th now. He's just gone final corner and eases past Fabio Quartararo.
Oh, look at the spray problems further back down the field. I don't know whether Quartararo made a mistake there coming out the final corner. He's been picked up as well now briefly by Jack Miller. Got the finish line, and all the momentum lost as well for Quartararo meant Miller got him on the brakes into the first corner.
Understandably, the rookies are taking it cautious. Marco Bezzecchi's dropped all the way back to 20th. He's just ahead of Remy Gard. A picture, there he is in the back of the screens, up in 4th, just ahead of Johan Zarco.
Here comes Jack Miller then up the inside of Miguel Oliveira into turn 10, and he's got that move stuck. Thought he was going to get swallowed up by Fabio Quartararo. As good of a start it's been for Oliveira's KTM, it's been a bad start for Brad Binder. He's dropped outside the top 10 from that promising 4th place.
And the championship leader, Enea Bastianini, he's all the way down in 15th spot, so he's not into them. It looked like he might slip backwards when he lost lead at the start of this lap, but now with some references ahead of him, Quartararo able to go with the...
Miller just set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:41.964. That's just about 10 seconds away from their best speed in the world. To be setting these lap times with their experience in these conditions around this Mandalika track, incredible.
I think Quartararo made a little bit of a mistake through turn 1. We just saw him wide in the back of the shot. He's progress back through the pack now after his poor start. He's back up into 9th.
And Miller mullered him on that second lap. He was almost a second faster than anybody else as Alex Rins comes from a long way back. That's much faster and starting to check out at the front.
Yeah, there's a real danger. Of course, a shortened race, 20-lap race, so not a lot of time for these riders to get these moves done and get...
For Alex Rins and Zarco, couldn't get through. Quartararo's getting swallowed up though. Rins and Zarco pick him off out of that final corner, on the brakes into the first corner. Quartararo's going the wrong way here. Now this battle, as it rages on, is just giving Miller and Oliveira the chance to break away. You can see the top 2 men there. They're already going through 5.
Here's what happens to Fabio Quartararo. I said earlier on in the walk.
Tabs with this early pace by the Australian. Oliveira on that last lap was also a 1:41.1.
Often seen excel in these kind of conditions. Miguel Oliveira, we've perhaps seen less of that over the years, but he's certainly proving that he's the match for Jack Miller at the moment. Is he going to have a little look now? No, he stays where it's Grand Prix.
So it's the Aussie Jack Miller, always super strong in these tricky rain conditions, that still has the advantage. He fires in another waffly and still holding 8th place.
The World Championship leader is sinking without trace, and Enea Bastianini is down in
22nd place. Here comes Oliveira. That's the battle for the race lead, and it's now in the advantage of the Portuguese man. Miguel Oliveira snaps up the inside of Jack Miller coming into turn 12.
So a second a lap slower.
Yeah, the top 4 men on that last lap were about to start lap 6. They were the only 4 in the 1:41. Starts to try and make a crucial break here. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:40.804. Already asking some major questions.
Car park there.
Unbelievable. I've no idea. That front end was digging a trench into the surface. That was incredible. What a save by Pecco Bagnaia.
Yeah, he's redeemed and got himself up to the top 8. Unfortunately now for the Repsol Honda man, the sole Repsol Honda man in the race, he's starting to slip back down the field.
Just shows how I'm sure he's got no idea as well, how he stayed on top of that factory Ducati. He's still in the Grand Prix. The Portuguese man, who again finds another fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:40.148. At this stage, Jack Miller's got nothing for him. Miller's into the 1:40s as well, but
of course he had to come from the 5th row of the grid, and he's making pretty good progress.
But in 6 laps, the World Championship leader lost 19 seconds. That's how difficult it was for Bastianini to trust himself pushing on that Ducati.
Visibility, spray, you know, it's horrible. You end up on there by the time you know it's too late, but get better.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. There's a problem here for Andrea Dovizioso. By fastest on Friday. Of course, qualified on pole position. These rain conditions, though, have really hit. Oh, that's Martin. He's okay. Massive repair job, though, on that Pramac Ducati. So we've lost Martin from 7th.
Well, Miguel Oliveira continues to chip away. He's still lapping in the low 1:40s. Jack Miller's starting to...
Zarco, he was in hot there and off the line into turn 13 as he tries to keep on par with Alex Rins ahead of him. That might well have cost. At the moment, Miguel Oliveira reeling off yet another fastest lap. This is unbelievable pace. We heard about the fantastic...
10th of a second behind Johann Zarco. This is the battle then for 12th place. This is Pol Espargaro on the leading Honda in this.
Where you want to be. Those guys not going there intentionally. It's just where they're finding themselves with the spray and the visibility. That was huge. Wow, Pol Espargaro and Pecco 7/10 out of Jack Miller, stretching away here. 2.2 seconds the gap as Oliveira comes to the...
Much wet weather experience at all, but on the last lap around, he was faster than everyone ahead of him, all the way up to Joan Mir in 6th position, so keep an eye out for Darren Binder.
After a heavy crash, and that's so close to what happened to Pol Espargaro. Now then, Oliveira, now per second faster than the Aussie on that last lap. The fans gathered all around the world, the virtual fan wall. Hope you're enjoying this one, folks. We waited 25 years for an Indonesian.
In 3rd position, here is your World Championship leader, then Enea Bastianini, who was near enough last earlier on in the race, but he's now starting to lap in the low 1:41s as he gently makes his way through the...
Trins. He's just made a mistake, and maybe it's a visibility problem as he's got in there a little bit hot. To his credit, though, despite that mistake up at turn 11 on that last lap.
On Zarco at the moment.
Yeah, we've had tropical thunderstorms which have dominated the afternoon here in Mandalika in a face of crash as Alex Rins tries to resist the 2 Frenchmen honing in on behind him, and it looks like the move's coming. Yeah, Zarco's lined that up brilliantly.
It's the first half of last season if we've seen Johann Zarco on the podium. Of course, he'll be looking to end that here. He clearly felt he had more. 3.5 seconds clear now.
Yeah, Oliveira again took another 0.8 of a second out of Miller on that previous lap. Miller's just in the 1:40s.
Darren Binder up into 12th position. He continues to pick his way through the field. He's just gone past Pol Espargaro. He's now got Aleix Espargaro just ahead of him. It won't be long before this young South African is battling with the pre-season title.
One of them being Enea Bastianini, but he's given himself so much work to do. Lacking confidence, lacking feel at the start of the Grand Prix was the...
confidence in this Grand Prix as Oliveira comes out of the final corner. Of course, no visibility problems for him, so he's able to stay well and truly faster than Jack Miller on that last lap, and 3/10 quicker than the leader, Miguel Oliveira.
Something's happened to Alex Rins on that lap. Something maybe happened to Rins coming out the final corner, because he's just all over Johann Zarco, and now he's dropped right out of that podium battle and surrendered another place to Fabio Quartararo.
And at the moment, Miller holds strong in 2nd place.
There's no need here for Zarco to take these kind of big risks in the braking zones. He's by far the...
to Fabio Quartararo.
Yeah, Rins made a mistake going into turn 16 as well, which has lost him further ground here to Fabio Quartararo. So unfortunately, having climbed off his sick bed, he was laid low by a nasty bug. Coming in here was...
6 of the top 7 are faster than him. He's faster than everyone else on track at the moment. Alex Rins was slower than him. Here is the battle for 2nd place. Then you can see just how much more speed.
Experience on that With You RNF Yamaha. He's keeping his brother Brad honest right now, as Oliveira's lead is 3.
It might be slightly more difficult, but Darren Binder putting in an exceptional performance on the With You RNF Yamaha. Jack Miller a little bit wide there. That might put him under pressure now from Johan Zarco. This is where...
And now this has brought Fabio Quartararo right back into the heat of the battle here for second place. Once he got heat in those tyres as well, Quartararo found his rhythm, found his confidence, having started
in this race. He's now back into the podium positions.
Yeah, he knew there, as long as he had Zarco on his outside and his peripheral into effect here, and Zarco could just flitz on by as Quartararo has a big moment there on a bit of standing water, a puddle that caught 45% of the race distance has been completed.
Yeah, we almost saw a French connection there, didn't we, between Zarco and Quartararo through turn 1, but Quartararo, 6-second gap. Is Zarco going to have another go? He's not been able to make these overtakes cleanly so far. He has a little look at the inside of Quartararo, but has to stay.
A French resistance going on here. He can't resist anymore, though, can he? Quartararo up the inside into turn 12.
That's where his progress may end. He's got 10 seconds up to Franco Morbidelli in 7th position. Brad Binder, he's dropped back. Nightmare in these closing stages.
Quartararo's got some serious pace at the moment. He's just on another 139 flat. That was 9/10 of missed opportunities for Rins over the last couple of years. This is a really big, intense battle for 8 spots, and it is being led by the superb rookie.
Here comes Johan Zarco then once again having luck, but he just cannot outbrake Jack Miller into turn 10. He gets stopped, but Miller outbrakes himself, and that's just the opposite.
Countering a few late grip issues here. Is there still a little bit of life left in this race? Because Fabio Quartararo has found 0.6 of a second in the first 3 sectors on this current lap alone.
For Quartararo that time around.
Fabio Quartararo is smelling an unlikely victory here, putting real pressure on Oliveira. A 1:38
second a lap to Fabio Quartararo in second place. Can he now respond with 3 laps to go and a second lap? Quartararo could be there.
Face through that clear visor, a picture of concentration. He can see Miguel Oliveira coming back to him. In fact, Quartararo's really strong in sector 2. He's found 0.4 of a second on Oliveira in that.
Next left-hander, has he been able to respond? It looks as if he's just been able to do enough on this lap as he comes out of this final corner. He's having to up his pace. 38.9, but only 0.3 faster that time around. The Portuguese has responded.
Yeah, that's just the response that KTM would have been looking for from Miguel Oliveira. He's got the hammer. Quartararo's going to have to settle for second place. Look at this battle. Here comes Enea Bastianini up the inside of Darren Binder. He's got that moved on.
Look at the star-studded company in this group, and they're being led by the rookie up from Moto3 last season. Darren Binder is having an absolutely storming ride. Bastianini
saw some fireworks from him in his Moto3 career, but Bastianini can't find a way through. Aleix Espargaro right in contention, but there's 3 abreast into turn 12. Giannini in the sandwich, and he's the one that comes out on the wrong side of it. Binder got through, likewise Aleix Espargaro. Bastianini surrendering crucial championship points here. Now Brad Binder goes through at turn 3. Way to start the season with Binder second place, but it's about to get better because Oliveira on course here for a famous first win in Indonesia.
Something's happened to Darren Binder. Johan Zarco took a couple of tenths out of Fabio Quartararo on that last lap, but that was more than enough for him to pull.
Focus, keep his concentration. It's been a perfect Grand Prix so far for Miguel Oliveira. He has not put a foot wrong. Keeps that KTM, wheels in line. Zarco, in 25 years, it has been well worth the wait. Fabio Quartararo is going to take second place, but through the final corner then comes Indonesian Grand Prix in a quarter of a century. A brilliant podium, really good second place there for
Binder. I think he's just ahead of Aleix Espargaro. Darren's got an Enea Bastianini behind him as Paul Espargaro is looking to try and steal some late points from the World Championship in 12th position, but it is Brad Binder from Aleix Espargaro. Darren Binder, a terrific top 10 for him on the With You RNF Yamaha. Basti 2 races for Bagnaia.
They know that was a massive race there from Fabio Quartararo in terms of the championship. Miguel Oliveira's crew chief there, Paul Travadden, he's buzzing. Absolutely brilliant performance. A pocket of Portuguese fans here, and that was a brilliant ride by Miguel Oliveira. Valuable 20 points taken for the poleman Fabio Quartararo. Let's hear the thoughts of his team manager.
Because we know that on the wet we are not that competitive, but probably here the grip that New Tarma provide.
So delighted. Somehow, after all that drama, an 11th place, Enea Bastianini losing out on that last lap is still going to be in a couple of weeks'
the
time.
Binder brothers, look.
Whoa! Brotherly love? What about brotherly love?
Darren looks over and he's suddenly well aware who that is.
Well, they're through to take 9th spot, so super aggressive late move then by Brad Binder. a family affair, a bit of friend. It has been a pretty atrocious start to 2022 for our pre-season favourite in many respects, Pecco Bagnaia. Down and out, crashing out the first.
I think Fabio Quartararo had won the race. Looking at him here, look at these scenes of Fabio Quartararo. I don't think I've ever seen him as excited as that, having won a Grand Prix. That is a sick.
But even so, not at the races today, was he, Pecco Bagnaia? This man, though, certainly was. He took full advantage of the KTM factory team. In fact, they are now, of course, going to lead the team championship, and KTM, for the first time in their history, will lead the all-important constructor